Hey, hello everyone, Emily Joan Smith here. I hope you're having an amazing day. And today I really want to talk to you if you are a perfectionist, because I am, and I've got some really helpful tips if you're a perfectionist. I know a lot of people who are, including me, members of my family, my friends, and everything like that. And if you are, I really think you need to hear this, because basically, when you're a perfectionist, some people can wear it like a badge. I know I sometimes do, and I used to. For instance, I would happily tell people I'm a perfectionist, because like being a perfectionist, it means like you're happy to do more work, you're always wanting to do better, and you're always wanting to be perfect, you're wanting to give more and do more. So some people can wear it as a badge, like I'm a perfectionist, like look at me kind of thing. But it wasn't until I had an interview a while ago, way back, and like, you know, one of the questions is always, well, what's your like downfall? What would you say is your bad thing? Like, what's bad about you? Because you know you have to talk about the good, and then you have to talk about the bad, and how you make things better, or how you know you are bad at something, so you've done something to improve that. So I was having a think, and I was actually, I was on the phone to the interviewer, and he was like, well, what's your downfall? And I said, well, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And it wasn't until then I realised that being a perfectionist can actually be quite harmful to your work, to you and your life. Because although it's great to be always wanting to be better and always wanting to give more and do more, perfectionism can stop you from enjoying things, it can stop you from doing things, it can stop you from everything like this. So basically, he was like, well, what do you mean you're a perfectionist? And for ages, for at least 3 years, I have been wanting to write a book. And I was like, well, I'm a perfectionist, so I could never start because it was never good enough. Everything I wrote, it just wasn't right, it didn't seem right. And I was typing and I was like, no, this isn't perfect. Like, I don't want to do this because this doesn't seem right. It's silly. Like, why am I writing when it's not perfect? Like, who's going to even read it anyways? And all that kind of things. But I kind of had to get over myself and realise that no one's perfect in the first draft. You've just got to, if you want to write a book, go ahead and do it. But I saw this like meme. If you don't know what a meme is, it's like a picture with words. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. And I saw this picture with words on it, and it said something like people can be so afraid to do arts and crafts and writing and singing and everything like that because they're not perfect. We live in a world where if you do these art things, like if you do dance, if you do singing, if you draw, if you paint, you have to be perfect to be able to do it. And actually on this picture it said you don't have to be perfect to enjoy it. So go sing out of key, go draw terribly, go paint like awfully, dance like no one cares, because you don't have to be perfect at these things to actually enjoy it. And perfectionism can stop you from actually doing things that you want to do. So maybe next time you're wanting to do something and you're thinking, well, actually it's not going to be that great, or I'm not going to be that good at it, or stop that kind of perfectionist thoughts and just say, well, I'm going to go for it because who knows, I could enjoy it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I'm perfect. Like, not everyone is perfect at everything, and you can't stop doing things just because it's not perfect. So that's the first thing I want to talk about, being a perfectionist. The next thing is, if you're a perfectionist, it can stop you from being happy sometimes because you're thinking, oh, it's not perfect. So you never really celebrate the things that you've done and you've achieved. Like, I'm pretty sure you've achieved a lot in your life. Whoever's watching this video, I'm sure you've achieved a lot in your life, whether it's like you've got through school, you've got through college, you've gone through university, you're working full time, you're a performer, like whoever you are, there is lots of things that you have achieved in life, but you just don't think about them because you think, oh, I could be doing better, or you see someone doing better and you're a perfectionist, so you think, oh, I could be doing better, someone else is doing better, why am I not? And you're not celebrating the small things that you have already achieved. And how are you going to celebrate the big things if you're not already celebrating the small things? So once we achieve things as well, if we're perfectionists, we think, oh, well, I could have done this a bit better, or I could have like done it quicker, or I could have like just all of these thoughts that are just not helpful and just making you not happy. Well, not quite happy, it's just making you feel unfulfilled. And you don't need to think this way, because being a perfectionist, although I've said it's good at some times, it is a habit. And you can challenge your thoughts and stop thinking that way. So I was reading a book, I'll put it in the comments, it's quite good. And yeah, I'll pop it in the comments. But basically it was talking about how you can challenge these thoughts, challenge the perfectionist thoughts, and say, change them. So just thinking, because when I was younger, I used to think that everyone had to like me. Like, I tried my hardest to make everyone like me. And considering that I'm doing these videos now, I know not everyone is going to like me. You have to get over them kind of thoughts about being a perfect person or doing perfect work. You've got to challenge the thoughts. It doesn't matter if not everyone likes you. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. If you don't do something by a certain deadline that you've set yourself, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Like, you're still trying to improve stuff, and I'm sure you've got further along than you thought you would anyway. So stop hating yourself and putting yourself down because you haven't reached a goal by a particular time. At least you've done something towards it, and carry on improving yourself. Because is it really bad if you don't, like, obviously people are relying on you, but is it really, like, is it life ending? Are you going to die? If someone's going to die if you don't hand something in on a deadline, do hand it in on the deadline, but is someone really going to die? Like, is it really this tragic that you're thinking, oh my God, I'm doing everything wrong? So change your perfectionist thoughts. Also, what I find, because I am still a perfectionist, like, I'm wearing it with a badge, I really shouldn't, but I still do have perfectionist thoughts. So for example, let me talk about my life for a little bit just to explain what I'm talking about. I have been on lots of different diets, tried to lose a lot of weight, and it's really difficult. I think for most people it's difficult to lose weight. But the problem with me is if I'm following a diet and one thing goes wrong, I accidentally have birthday cake, or because sometimes you can actually accidentally eat food. You forget you're on a diet, especially when you're first starting to eat healthy and stuff like that. If I do something bad, if I'm having a bad day and I have a chocolate biscuit, to me, that's, in my perfectionist mind, that's, oh my God, everything's gone wrong. Like, you can just screw it up now, eat as much as you want, put as much in your gob as you can. Like, it doesn't matter, you've already ruined it. Like, you've ruined the perfect, like, diet plan, you've ruined the perfect eating. And this is what I used to do, I just eat and eat and eat because it didn't matter, because my perfectionist mind said I've already screwed everything up. But with this sort of thing, what you've got to realise is you are going to have hiccups, and there are going to be bumps in the road, and there are going to be problems. And in this instance, for example, now, if I go off plan by accident, or I eat food, if I'm having a bad day and I have a chocolate biscuit, it's a lump in the road and I've got to get over it. And that doesn't mean I have to chuck everything away and throw out my plan and everything like that. Because it's what we can do. Once the perfectionist mind thinks, oh my God, you've screwed everything up, just make everything worse. But when we do that, we live in that bad state for longer. Whereas if we just get over the hiccup, get over the bump, it's just a little blip, instead of like this massive, like, travesty, like, god-awful thing. So next time, if you have a perfectionist mind, you may just be watching this because you're interesting, but if you do have a perfectionist mind and you screw something up, whether it's whether you forget to go to the gym, or you eat something bad, or you're doing a day at work and something goes terribly wrong, instead of dwelling in that bad mindset of everything's going wrong, just try and get over the blip, say it's a little blip, and move on, because you're more likely to get more done rather than dwelling in this horrible self-pity, loathing kind of thing that I used to do. So that's basically what I want to talk about today, just the perfectionist mind. So try not to wear being a perfectionist as a badge. Obviously it's good sometimes, but it can be bad as well. Too much of anything can make you sick, especially being a perfectionist. So thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please give it a like, because I just love it, and it makes me feel better when people like it. And also, I like it. tells me that people are actually enjoying these videos, which is also good as well. And if you have enjoyed it, or it's helped you in some way, or it's made you think, or anything like that, please share it to your timeline, because you never know what video of mine or that I'm doing is going to help on your timeline, who it's going to help, who needs it, who's having a bad day and needs to hear something like this. So thank you so much for watching. Emily Joan Smith here, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. So much love, and if no one has told you today, I really do appreciate you. Bye.